What's up, family? What is up? Live here on YouTube and live on Instagram. Let me make sure. Boom. Your girl is back. It's been a minute since I've been live, but I had to go live because there's so many people reaching out to me right now. It's amazing. I can tell you, family, confidently, I have had maybe 7 people within this few days, right? Within these past few days, reach out to me saying, I need your motivation or inspiration. I need a listening ear. I got this going on. I got this going on. I need help. I need support. And it's just been crazy. And so today, family, if you have been feeling crazy, feeling emotional, feeling stagnant, and you're just feeling kind of chaotic and you're like, what the hell is going on? Why is this energy present with me right now? I am going to give you the juice. I am going to give you the juice on what is actually going on. Let me move this over so I can say hey to people on Instagram. What's up, RJ, Top Striker, Emily Parker? Hey, Shay. OG Egypt, what's up, sis? What's up, Shay Butter? What is up, Movements for Change? Keisha, what's up, sis? What's up, Reclaiming Our Throne? Listen, people have been feeling really crazy and all in their emotions over these last couple of days. And so I want to take a moment to jump right in and kind of tell y'all what's been going on, because listen, you are not alone. Things have been happening to me too. Chaos has been happening in my life as well. And what I've recognized, and if y'all see me going back and forth like this, because I'm on Instagram and I'm on YouTube, so just be present with your girl, right? But what I've recognized over the last month or so is that we are having these recurring themes show up in our lives right now. And that is happening because we are being asked to make some changes. We are being asked to make some changes. And you get frustrated, you get mad because you don't know what changes that you need to make. And even when you know the changes that you need to make, you don't discipline yourself to practice it and to implement what is actually coming up for you right now, right? So that's the problem. That's the issue. That is what is actually taking place right now, right? You're having these recurring, repetitive emotions and things happening. Let me move this up here because I can't see y'all people on Instagram. Hold on. Let me get this together. Now I see y'all, right? So we're having all of this stuff that keeps showing up in our lives, old stuff, right? Or maybe it's new. Maybe it's new to you, but you've been having this feeling of, I need to deal with this. I need to deal with this. I need to overcome this. I need to do the work. You've been having that type of feeling, that type of energy, but you're not doing it. And most of the time, let me just go ahead and fuck some shit up right here, right? Let me just go ahead and put it out there. Most of the times you're not doing it because you have this twisted, delusional way of thinking that somebody is going to do it for you. You're still waiting on somebody outside of yourself to do it for you. And at this point in time, family, you have to do these things for yourself. If you don't take the action, if you don't make the changes, if you don't take the shifts, right? If you don't discipline yourself to practice the new state of being, you're not going to get to the result. It's just that simple. You have to implement the practices. You have to put in the work. You have to do the stuff. Okay? That's all it is, family. Y'all really need to understand that. If you're feeling crazy, you're feeling emotional, you're feeling stagnant, you feel like life is not evolving and growing and moving in the direction and in the way that you want, it's because you're simply not doing the things that you need to do. You've had the thought, you've had the download, you've had the revelation, you've had the aha moment like, oh, okay, I need to communicate better, right? That's been my thing. I need to communicate better. But when you get in the situation where your communication is required, you're doing the same old toxic habits that is creating the issues in your life anyways. Okay? So the very first thing that I want to help y'all to understand, if you are feeling all types of ways right now, and if the same old story keeps happening in your life, the same old situations, you keep on doing the same thing over and over and over again, and you're like, fuck, I'm tired of this. You absolutely have to discipline yourself to do the work. Ask yourself this question: do I want the change more than I want to stay the same? It's really that simple. And if your answer is yes, then there's absolutely nothing that is going to stop you from grounding yourself and connecting yourself and attaching yourself to the new state of being. But we get in these repetitive cycles, and the repetitive cycles, the reason why you stay stuck in them, family, is because you pity yourself. You pity yourself. Why me? Why does this happen to me? Why does this have to be my experience? Why do I have to deal with it? Okay? Man, I'm telling y'all, I've had about 7 different people, 7 different women, 7 different women, some friends, some former coaching clients, some in the Sacred Sister Circle. 7 different women reached out to me within the span of a week on different days and just have said, like, I need help. I got this going on. I got that going on. I can't blah, 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 blah. I can't da, 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 da. I can't da, 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 you know? And I'm like, right now, family, it is required. It is absolutely required that you take the steps. Okay? Here's the thing. Here's the thing. A lot of you think in your mind that you don't know what it is that you're supposed to be doing. I want you to ask yourself the question: do I not know what it is that I'm supposed to be doing, or am I uncomfortable with what I'm supposed to be doing? Do I not know what it is, or do I not know how to do it? See, there's a difference. There's a difference there. There's a difference. And the reason why that is so important is because your spirit, whenever any problem, whenever any trauma, whenever any challenge arises in your life, you already have the answer. It wouldn't be a problem in your life if you didn't have the answer. That's not the way the divine God, source, universe set this whole thing up. This whole, every question that we have, we also have the answer deep within us. A lot of the times we can't find the answer because we don't know how to pull it up out of ourselves. And that's why you come to a person like me, where I know how to ask you the right questions for you to answer the question that you have. Does that make sense? I just give you the confirmation of what it is that you already know, and I help you to see how spirit has already been aligning you with what it is that you need to do and who it is you're becoming. But here's the thing: after I give you that, the gift of confirmation, the gift of validation, the gift of resonance, let's say that, the gift of resonance, right? Like after I say something to you and it resonates in your spirit, that's the first sign. That's the first sign. If you feel something that I say in your heart and it makes you go, and it makes you go, okay, that's just the first gift. That's just the first gift. The next thing is, what do I do with that? What do I do with that? And then when you figure out what you do with that, it's how do I do it daily? How do I do it daily? Okay. So right now, family, there's been a lot of emotions. There's just been a lot of old stuff, old trauma coming up, you know, and we're really being asked to analyze this recurring theme in our lives. We are being asked to really question and look within ourselves and say, okay, what can I do differently? How can I approach this situation differently? Okay. That's what we're being asked right now. And so you have to do the self-reflection, right? And you got to be real honest with yourself and real vulnerable with yourself and determine what it is or what it has been that has continued the manifestation of that same old story that is no longer in alignment with what you desire. Okay? Are we understanding that? The first question, see here, oh, come on. Here's something that we do. And I want y'all to pay attention to this. A lot of times, family, we have a skewed perception. We have a skewed perception of what is really taking place in our reality. We're not seeing the thing for what it is. Okay? We're not seeing the truth of the matter. Right? We're seeing what we want to see instead of what reality is giving us. And let me tell you, there's a thin line between creation and delusion. Okay? Let me help you to understand what I mean. Yes, whenever you are creating, whenever you are manifesting, whenever you are shifting and you are birthing a new reality, yes, you want to look at your external world and you want to give it the meaning that you want to give it because you want it to be birthed and manifested in the way that you see that is best for yourself. But sometimes, family, we do that out of fear. Sometimes we give a situation a different meaning out of fear that we can't handle what is being presented to us. Let me go ahead and give you an example from my own life, right? My own life right now. My son, our son, he has, he's had a hard time in school as far as like discipline and things like that go. And at first, I wasn't seeing what was happening clearly. I was telling myself, maybe he's just misunderstood at school. Maybe the teachers just don't get him. Maybe it's, he hasn't met friends. I was telling myself all of these things so that I didn't have to face the reality that maybe my son really feels like he is the man and that everybody in this school, all of these teachers, all of these other students, they got to do what he wants them to do. I was choosing not to see it that way. I was choosing to see it as maybe he's just not, maybe they just don't get him. But as I looked at the situation, as the issues became a recurring theme, I had to realize, oh, it keeps happening because the way that I was perceiving the situation is not the truth. Because my perception was skewed, I was going about the discipline in this situation. I was going about his discipline in a way that wasn't conducive to changing the situation. Okay? So a lot of you have recurring themes happening in your life, same shit happening over and over and over and over and over again. But because you have told yourself a story that is not the truth of what is really taking place on a spiritual level, because you've told yourself a story, you're addressing the story instead of the reality. I don't want to jump too far ahead. Let me know if y'all understand what I'm saying. Yeah, Tiara, we do look alike. We be looking alike. It be crazy sometimes. It definitely be crazy sometimes. Do y'all get what I'm saying? Sometimes you are labeling something incorrectly. The label or the meaning that you are placing on your situation is skewed. And it's based off of what you would hope for it to be, what you would like for it to be, but it's not necessarily the reality. And here's the truth of the matter. Here's the super big truth that you got to sit with. Sometimes the labels that you are giving to situations and circumstances is strictly based off of your trauma. It's strictly based off of your trauma. It's not the labels that you're giving your situations is not even based off of what you desire to create and manifest. It's based off of the same old meaning that you've been giving things. You know, I had projected onto my son this uncomfortability and like this not fitting in type energy. And that's why he was like acting crazy at school. I had kind of projected that onto him because when I was a kid, I felt misunderstood. But because when I was a kid, I felt like other kids and even teachers didn't get me. And then it came full circle yesterday. My mother was over here. Yesterday was Dream's birthday. We went out to eat, 5-star, delicious restaurant. We went out to eat. And before we went out to eat, my mother had came over the house to babysit the kids. And we're kind of telling her about what's going on with KJ. And then she says to me, well, you know, he get that from you. I was like, what you talking about? That competitive nature, that always wanting to win, that ready to go to war with anybody, that energy he gets from you. That's what my mama told me. I'm like, what? I didn't know that. I didn't realize that. I didn't recognize that. But after she said that to me and I sat with it for a while, I was like, oh, okay, I see it. I see it. I see how he could be taking something that was me and expanding that thing. All right, family. So it's important when you are looking at your life situations to make sure that you don't have a skewed perception that is based off of your own trauma, right? That's what you have to make sure. You have to make sure that you are looking at the situation from a very keen eye perspective. And that is why, family, it is important for you to have healthy conversations with individuals that you can trust. Okay? You have to be willing to get another perspective. And so my mother coming into this situation yesterday and she's saying what she was saying, I was like, okay, I can see that. I can see that. And because what my mother did for me was she wiped away the illusion that I had casted over this situation. Okay. So I get it. I get why seven different women who I adore. I appreciate y'all. If you make contact with this video, hey, I love you. You know what I mean? I get why you reached out and you said, hey, D-Ray, can I get your perspective on this, and this? But here's the thing. I need you to go a step further. Because what I am doing here is not for motivation. That's where it's misconstrued, right? That's why I think it gets kind of confused. Because a lot of y'all, you're coming on YouTube, you're getting on Instagram, and you're doing all of these things. You're reading books for motivation and not for transformation. Let me sip this good water on that. Don't come to me for motivation. And I got to say that. It sucks to say, but I have to say it. Because motivation dies. You be motivated today and tomorrow you back doing the same thing that you were just upset with yourself about. Do not come to me for motivation. Come to me for the transformation. Because I'm going to support you in doing the things that you need to do to become anew. But you have to want the transformation, family. If you're feeling crazy, you're feeling emotional, you're feeling stagnant, you got to ask yourself, am I transforming? Because a lot of times when the chaos keeps happening and all of that stuff like that, it's because you are not doing the work to become a different person, to become new. And we are in this Virgo energy right now. So your discipline is required. So now, like when it comes to our son, Dream and I are like, okay, we are going to discipline ourselves as parents to consciously reinforce this behavior that we desire from our child. We got to discipline ourselves. We got to discipline him, and we got to remain consistent in that so that he becomes who we know he's capable of being. But I have to do that for myself too. I have to say, okay, this is a recurring theme that is happening in my life. All right. And I'll just be all the way real with y'all. Here it is from me. I am a very strong, passionate person, right? Very strong, passionate person. And for a long time, I fought that energy because vividly remember college experiences where girls would just be like, and it's funny because a lot of people from college is jumping into this chat right now on Instagram. I see y'all. I see all of my college people jumping in here. Say what's up when you come in. What's up, Kay the Goddess? I see you, sis. Right? So I vividly remember having experiences where I was in, like my son, very strong, very competitive, very fiery, wanting to win, wanting to be great, wanting to be successful. I vividly remember being that way, right? And then being talked down about it. Oh, she cocky. Oh, she this. Oh, she got a big head. Oh, she think everything revolve around her. Oh, she this. Oh, she that. And when you have experiences like that, you create these extreme, these extreme polarities towards, like, on one hand, you know what? I'm not going to be proud of myself. I'm not going to talk my shit. I'm not going to be bold, beautiful. I'm not going to do all of the things. I'm not going to celebrate what makes me divinely me. And then on the opposite side, you got that side that's like, anybody can get it. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? When you have experiences, right? When you have experiences, you're showing up as you are, and you don't get that receptiveness to who you are being, and you don't feel loved and appreciated for who you are being, you create these two monsters, right? It's like we lose the in-between. And that specifically is something that happened to me as I was growing up. Brilliant, strong, competitive, winner, all of that type of energy. And it was talked down and looked down upon and so on and so forth. I had got to a point where I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to celebrate who I am. I'm not even going to celebrate my greatness. I'm not even going to celebrate this, and this, because people can't take it. People don't like it. So I'm not going to ruffle any feathers. I'm not going to get anybody upset. I'm going to just take a step back and just chill and be quiet, right? You got these two very opposing things. And so what I'm learning right now is, how do I be bold? How do I be strong? How do I be who I am by nature without being combative? Without being too much for people to handle? Or how do I just accept the fact that maybe people can't handle me, and that's fine? The point that I'm making to you, family, is that in this space and time, some of your recurring themes, some of your same old experiences, some of the same old thought processes, some of the same old triggers, some of the same old shit that you've dealt with in the past, some of those things are coming up right now, and you are being asked to take the action and to discipline yourself to move forward. So right now I'm balancing out my energy. Like, how do I, show up strong? Like, I'm not playing, I'm about my business, but doing it in a way where it can still be received. You understand? Let me know if that's making sense before I move on. So in this energy right now, why so many people are feeling emotional, crazy, stagnant, and feeling like the world is just going crazy around them. One, you need to make sure that you don't have a skewed perception. You need to make sure that you are not projecting your trauma, your past on the present situation. And if you are, you need to ask yourself, why am I doing that? Why am I labeling this situation based off of my past experience instead of being right here, right now, in the present moment with whatever is going on? How do I look at what is happening right here before me? How do I see it for what it is? Instead of casting my trauma, my spell on it. That's one. That's the first thing you got to tap into right now. Make sure that your perception is not skewed. Make sure that you're not looking at the situation from your trauma lens. Second thing that I need y'all to understand, this is not motivation. This is transformation, meaning you have to do the stuff. Nowhere. There's absolutely no way around it. What do I mean when I say you have to do the stuff? I mean, if your spirit, if your higher self, if God tells you, okay, you know what, you need to practice on your communication. That's been my thing. I have to practice on my communication. Then in the situations where my communication has been challenged, I have to discipline myself and take a deep breath and communicate as effectively as I can. Still truthful, still strong, still passionate, but in a way, here's the download. Here's the download that I received that I want y'all to hold on to right now. All right? In any given situation you are in, no matter what it is, you have to become very clear and very precise on what the goal, what the intention is. I'm just telling y'all from my life experience, what's happening in my life right now. In my life right now, the theme of my life right now is communication. How do I be a better communicator? How do I be a more strategic communicator? How do I get my message across easily, effectively, to where a 6-year-old can understand, right? Because that's where I'm at. I'm dealing with my 6-year-old son. How do I communicate with him to where a 6-year-old can understand? That's what I'm dealing with right now. And so in the situations when things come up, I have to stay focused on what my intention is. I have to stay focused on what the goal is and what my deep desire actually is. Here it is. A lot of times, family, when we are in certain conversations, when we are in certain situations, we forget the desire. We forget the goal. We forget the focus. And we forget because what creeps in is our trauma, our shadow self, our shit. So, for example, when it comes to our son, as I'm communicating with him now, my focus is at the end of the day, my ultimate goal for my son, the ultimate goal that I have for my son is for him to know and feel that he is loved. Regardless of what's happening at school, the goal is for me to communicate with him in a way to where he knows that he is loved above all things, above the grades, above the behavior, above anything that the teacher has to tell me. The goal for me is that he is loved. So when I'm communicating with him, though it may be about school, though it may be about his behavior, though it may be about all of those things, I have to continuously stay conscious and ask myself, is what I'm communicating to him of love? Is what I'm saying to him still going to help him to know and feel that he is loved? Same thing goes for Dream Wise. When I'm communicating with him, most of the time it's just for understanding. Like my ultimate goal between Dream and I, when we are having conversation and communication, is for him and I to come to a common ground and understanding. So as I'm communicating with him, I have to constantly be conscious and asking myself, is what I'm communicating for the understanding, or am I adding in some other shit to this conversation that's irrelevant to understanding? Let me know if you're catching that, family. Right now, you are being asked to stay focused on the goal, stay focused on the intention. Why are you doing what you're doing? What's the point of what you are doing? And how are you staying focused on that and not allowing all of your other shit to convolute what is actually taking place? You know, when Jesus was nailed to the cross, it was really a metaphor. It was really a metaphor for staying fixed to an idea. It was really a metaphor for staying fixed. You know, if you read the Bible, it says Jesus was fixed to the cross, meaning he on there, he ain't moving. Now, whether it is true or not, that's besides the point. The point that I'm making to you is you have to become fixed to the idea, to the goal, to the focus, to the desire that your higher self is calling for you. So for right now, I am fixed to the idea of good, healthy communication with the people that I love the most. That's the theme for me right now. Based off of what has been taking place over the last couple of days, the last couple of weeks, I'm seeing, oh, my spirit, my higher self is asking me to focus on my communication. So that's my question to y'all. What is your spirit? What is your higher self? What is God asking you to focus on based off what you are observing in your everyday life? You have to be able to observe the recurring themes, the shit that keeps on coming up. Oh, that again? That again? Oh shit, that again? It's happening, family. It's happening. You are receiving all of the answers. You are, here's another reason why I know for me, communication is my recurring theme right now. I have so many unopened text messages. And my phone never has like 30 text messages unread. But that's what's happening for me right now. Right now for me, I have so many unopened text messages. Or like a person would email me or a person would message me, and it's taken me like a day or 2, 3 days to respond back. It's taken me a while to communicate with people. It's taking me, somebody sent me a text message in the family. It's taking me a few hours to respond back. I'm opening the message and I have all intentions of replying, but all of this other stuff goes on in my head and it just doesn't happen. That was another sign to me that said, okay, right now we're dealing with communication. That's what's happening with you right now. That's what you need to be focused on. And so family, in this space and time, it's important for you to observe some of the recurring themes in your life and understand what is taking place. Give it your focus, give it your energy, give it your intention, and stay tuned into the goal. Okay? Stay tuned into the goal, because if you're feeling crazy, emotional, and stagnant, it's because you're missing out on the messages and you're addressing things that spirit is not telling you to address in this moment. Here's another thing. I'm getting a lot of messages in a lot of my communication with the ladies recently. It's been, I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm feeling overwhelmed. Overwhelmed. I'm feeling overwhelmed. Oh, so many different conversations. I'm feeling overwhelmed. Here's the thing. First of all, if you're feeling overwhelmed, you need to start working with the temperance card and the temperance energy. What that means is balance, moderation, and patience. Some of y'all think that you can do something new while holding on to the old shit. Okay? We were talking about this in Patreon today. From January to June, so for about 6 months straight, I was exercising 3 to 4 days a week. January to June, exercising 3 to 4 days a week, and was loving it, was loving every bit of it. But when we got into July, I was trying to exercise, I was trying to get it in, and just things started happening. It was a phone call that stopped me from exercising. Kimmy started crying and stopped me from exercising. Okay, we got to do this. Like so much stuff started happening that was stopping me from exercising. It was happening day after day after day after day. And I would still put on my gym clothes. I would still get my mat out. I would still get my dumbbells, my water. I was still showing up like, okay, I'm about to get this exercise in. That's what I was doing. But something outside of my control, I can't control when Kimmy decides she want to be hungry and want to be yelling, right? I can't, like, there were things outside of my control that was stopping me from exercising. And a part of me wanted to like fight through it. Okay, I'm gonna fight through it. I'm gonna still get this exercise done. I'm gonna do this because this is what I want to do. And my spirit was like, if I'm throwing things at you that is stopping you from being able to do this, why are you going against what is naturally happening? Why am I going against what is happening? What is being asked of me? And so it turns out that in the month of July, I was going to end up fasting for the month, right? One day out of the week, doing a complete fast, water fast or watermelon fast, something like that. I was just fasting. And when you fasting and exercising don't go hand in hand. They don't go together, right? So what am I saying? I'm saying I had to let go of exercising at that moment because my spirit was asking me to do something else. If you're feeling overwhelmed, you're trying to hold on to something that spirit is telling you let go of and do the new thing at the same time. That's what's creating the overwhelm. See, I was feeling overwhelmed as well when I was like, okay, let me try to get this exercise in and let me focus on my business and fast and all of that. And spirit was like, girl, stop. No. Do what is being asked of you right now. And so at that moment, I was asked to fast. I was asked to focus on the cultivation of womb alchemy. I was asked to focus on the Sacred Sister Circle. I was asked to focus on cultivating my business. That is what spirit was asking of me. And when I was in that fasted state, not eating food, my creativity was able to flow so easily and effortlessly. And I was able to lay the groundwork for some very powerful things. I was able to lay the groundwork for some powerful things. And now, almost to the end of August, now I'm finally able to get back into some movement. It's not full-blown exercise, but I'm back into my yoga. I'm back into my qigong. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, ladies, specifically, stop trying to do, I know we are like Sarasvati and we got all of these different hands, right? I know you the mother, I know you the chef, I know you the maid, I know you the cleaner, I know you the employee, the business owner, I know you all of those things, sis. But right now, your spirit is calling you to be, you can still be a great mom, you can still be a great wife, you can still take care and provide and do all of those things, but stop overwhelming yourself. You're doing that to yourself because you don't understand balance. And balance doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to exercise for 20 minutes, I'm going to read for 20 minutes, and I'm going to meditate for 20 minutes. That's not what that means. It means I'm going to tune into what my spirit is asking of me based off of the given situations and circumstances that are being presented to me. I'm going to look at what is being presented to me. I'm going to determine what is in my best interest right now. And at that moment, just a month or two ago, what was in my best interest was to stop exercising, start fasting regularly, and focus on the business. That's what was being asked of me. So in this energy right now, if you're feeling all overwhelmed and everywhere, I want you to ask yourself, what is being asked of me right now? Based off what's showing up in my life, what do I need to do? Not what do I want to do, what do I need to do? There is a difference. I needed to fast. Some of y'all need to fast now. You know, a lot of the ladies that's in womb alchemy, we're in the third week of womb alchemy for August, right? The August womb alchemy boot camp session is happening right now. We're in the third week, which is the release week in womb alchemy, and the ladies are fasting. And the reason why you got to fast is because you have so many things going on in your head. You have so many things going on in your mind. And when you eat all of this food, you cloud your judgment and you cloud the voice of spirit. You cloud the voice of your higher self. When you don't have that food, baby, you can hear every voice. You can hear your mama voice, your daddy voice, your children's voice, your trauma's voice, your intuition. You can hear all of these voices. And that is absolutely necessary. Because you need to be able to tell the voice of your higher self. You need to be able to tell the voice of God. And you need to be able to tell the voice of your lower self, your ego self. You need to be able to do that. So we fast so that we can purge ourselves of some of these insanities. All right. I'm just coming to y'all telling y'all what this energy is right now. And it is my hope that some of the ladies that were reaching out to me and say, hey, can I get some of your time? First of all, let me say this, ladies, if you need some of my time, if you need some of my energy, I am here for it. I am here for it. But I want you to come with that transformation work. I'm like, okay, if we get to the point of saying, okay, do this, do this, do this, I want you to do that and then come back to me and tell me what happened. That's what I want you to do. I want you to do that, do the stuff, then come back to me and tell me what happened. That's first things first. Because if you don't, you're going to come back to me, you're going to tell me the same story that you told me 2 weeks ago, a month ago, 2 months ago. And that's not what we're here to do. We're here to make progress. We're here to make progress, right? So if you need some of my insight into these things, into these complexities of life, I want to support you, but there's a link to do that. There's a link that you can follow, put your information in. Some of the things are free, some of it is not, but there's something that you can do. Let me tell you, ladies, you can message me to do it, but I can't tell you exactly if it's going to be in my schedule to do. Let me just call it like that. Okay. So it'll be better for you and it would more solidify us getting on a call, right? Unless you really know me personally and can call me or text me or something, it'll most likely be better for you to use the link, book a session, whether it be a complimentary call or a coaching session or a consultation, whatever. Book that so that it's on the books, it's written down, it's already boom, and then we hop on a call like that. Sending me messages and emails, I'm here for it, but it's kind of on the back burner because I got so many other messages and so many other emails. It's so funny. Even one of the Sacred Sister Circle members, right? One of my Sacred Sister Circle members was going through something. She was having some sort of experience, and I got on a call with her and we talked, right? Then another Sacred Sister Circle member texted me and was like, hey, I need to get on the phone. And I was like, okay, we're going to plan for you to get on the phone. Then when we had our Sacred Sister Circle meeting session, one of the other sisters said, that's so funny, because I was explaining to them how I was receiving all of these messages to talk or whatever. And she was like, that's so funny that you're saying that, because I was about to message you too. And I was like, wow, like it's a lot of energy going on right now. It's a lot of energy going on right now. Here's another thing. Well, let me say this. The song that is coming up in my head right now for a lot of y'all is Bag Lady by Erykah Badu. Right before I came on this live, I was hearing Bag Lady, you gon' miss your bus, dragging all them bags like that. That's the song I was hearing as I was like setting up. I guess nobody ever told you all you must hold on to is you, is you, is you one day. That's what I was hearing as I was like setting up the live. One day all them bags gonna get in your way. Honey, I ain't got time. I don't got time to be holding on the baggage, and you don't either. I don't got time, and you don't either. And it's that baggage that's keeping you from moving forward. That's why you're missing the bus. That's why she said, all them bags gonna get in your way. You're gonna miss the bus. You're gonna miss the bus. And when we're talking about missing the bus could be anything. The bus could be that healthy relationship. The bus can be your business. The bus can be your manifestation. The bus can be your abundance. But if you are refusing to let go of that shit, plastic bag lady, gym bag lady, all of them things that you're holding on to. And you know what I love about that song? That I think the most important part of that song is, I bet you love can make it better. Need someone to love you right. Bet you love can make it better. I bet you love, I bet you love, I bet. That's the best part of the song. I bet you love can make it better. And it's not the love from another person, even though that helps. That definitely helps. I bet you love, I bet you love. Man, the Erykah Badu is hard. I bet you love, I bet you love. Okay. Bet you love can make it better, right? And whenever you're getting all of these like messages or whatever, that's the love. Here's the thing. We talk about self-love, right? We talk about self-love, but I don't think that I don't think we're really having an understanding of that. So love, God is love. Let's just say that. And love, come on in, whoever in is on YouTube, you're hitting on something by you just saying what you said there. Because here's the thing. Love does not mean pitying yourself. Love means if my spirit tells me I gotta fast, I'm fasting because I love myself. It's going to be hard. It's going to be challenging. It's going to push me. It may break me, but it's going to rebuild me. That's love. Because what we're talking about is sacred love. We're talking about the love from your sacred self. The love that is not tied down by what did or did not happen in your life, what you did or did not have. That's the difference. That's the difference. So we're talking about, oh, I got to love myself. Well, shit, yourself, your sacred self, your higher self, your God self has been asking you to stop eating sweets, but you keep eating them. Thank you, Ian, for the Ian on YouTube. Thank you so much for the example, okay? Not talking directly to you, or maybe I am. It depends on if you're ready to receive it. But thank you for saying that. Because love, my self-love was telling me I got to communicate better. I got to communicate better to my husband. I got to communicate better to my kids. I have to communicate better to the women that I'm serving. I have to communicate better. Actually, it's funny. My spirit was telling me as I was meditating a few days ago, my spirit was like, the way that you talk to the ladies who you're coaching, that's the way you need to talk to your husband and your kids when things is getting intense. That same way. So thank y'all, ladies, because y'all are helping me to be a better mother, a better wife, a better daughter, a better friend. I appreciate y'all. But love is doing the hard things. Self-love is doing the hard things, all right? The last thing that I want to leave y'all with is that some of y'all are getting caught up in the game of life, and you're forgetting that it's just a game. Some of y'all are getting caught up in the game of life, and you're forgetting that it's just a game. Y'all know those people who take games so seriously? You know those people who, like, the game is like do or die? Spirit is like, you've already won the game. You've already won the game. You are already the winner. You're already the winner. You've already won. You are already the winner. You've already won. And it's funny because we've created this game. The life that you are living right now is your own creation. And it's like you've forgotten that. You've forgotten that you are the creator of this reality. You are the creator of your own world, of your own game. And it's like you've forgotten that. And you've already counted yourself out. And that's why you're feeling sad. And that's why you're feeling crazy. And that's why you're feeling angry. Because you've forgotten you're playing a game. You're so invested in the game that you forgot that you're the creator of this game. Okay? So something that an affirmation that I need y'all to start speaking and affirming over yourself is, I am already a winner. I've already won. I am no longer in competition with anyone. I'm not even in competition with myself no more. Because I've already won. I've already won. I've already won. I've already won. And I've won because I created the game. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I've won because I've already created the game. And you have to have enough patience with yourself in this space and time. You have to have enough patience with yourself to just walk through, to go through each levels of the game. You have to have enough patience with yourself. Y'all, family, some of y'all be wanting to be somewhere where you're not ready to be there, if we're being really real. If we're being really real, some of y'all are wanting things that you mentally, emotionally, and spiritually are not equipped to deal with. You have to learn to have dominion over this present moment. Meaning, okay, if I feel these emotions, how do I process my emotions to where I'm not lashing out? How do I process my emotions to where I'm not an emotional wreck and then I'm lazy and I don't do the things that I need to do? How do I accept this present moment? How do I accept and love who I am right now? How do I accept and love who I am right now without anything? Without anything. Because that's the real win. We're thinking that wins come from all of this external shit. Wins come from people being able to see you and be like, hey, good job, I see you. No, not for me. Not for me. Not for me. The win for me is me overcoming my shit, me overcoming my trauma, me becoming that better communicator. Whether y'all see it or not, I'll know, right? I'll know if I overcame that thing. I'll know within me. And so we got to start getting excited about that and not base that excitement, not base that joy, not base that gratitude off of the external world, but base that gratitude off of what you've done internally. That's the real win. The real win is I was living this way, and that way was not serving my higher self. That way was not serving my purpose. That way was not serving my divine state of being. And I transformed that, and I changed that, and I grew from that. That's the win. And we really got to understand that, family. We really got to understand that. And again, that's what's going to keep you focused. That's what's going to keep you focused and in tune with what's most important. I said this earlier in this build. You have to constantly be asking yourself on a daily basis, what is my ultimate goal? What is my ultimate intention? What is my deepest desire for whatever this situation is? For whatever the situation is, what is my deepest desire? What is the goal? Because when you have that, you stay focused on that. But you got to pay attention to your mind, because your mind will distract you and get you all off of what the goal actually is. How many of y'all, let's just keep it real. How many of y'all ever been in an argument, right? And you arguing for one thing, right? This one thing made you upset, and that's what you start off arguing about. But some way, somehow, you start saying all types of other shit that are irrelevant to the original point. Y'all ever did that before? I know I have. Just keeping it real. Just keeping it real. Just keeping it real with y'all. Literally, I done probably wanted to address this one thing. And then some way, somehow, my mind starts pulling all types of stuff that don't got nothing to do with this present moment, and I lose focus on what the goal, what the desire truly is for me in this situation. Well, a lot of times, family, we're doing that in life. In our lives, we are getting pulled in so many directions. And the reason why that happens, because here's the shit. Here's the shit that goes on, right? Here's the stuff that goes on in our head. One, instead of getting to the desire, we just want to be right. Come on, somebody. Let's keep it real. You done forgot the goal that you wanted, and now you're just focusing on being right or just proving someone wrong. You forgot the whole reason for your conversation. You forgot the whole reason why you wanted that house. You forgot the whole reason why you wanted that job. Some of y'all do that at your jobs. You say, I want a job. I want to get this job or whatever. And you get the job. You get the job, and then you get distracted with a whole bunch of other shit. But you done totally forgot that you wanted that job. You forgot that you wanted that job because it was in alignment with your purpose. It was in alignment with your goals. You were going to learn a lot in preparation for your business. You got distracted because there's a boss there that you don't like. And you want to get rid of the job that you wanted so bad. That was your ultimate goal, because you done got distracted by some outside stuff because you triggered. You done got triggered by something, and your mind done went into so many other directions, and you forgot the goal. You're no longer fixed on what your initial intention was. That's the energy right now. A lot of people are feeling crazy, emotional, and stagnant because you keep getting pulled off of the goal. You keep getting distracted because you're triggered. And you don't understand that the triggering is just showing you a recurring theme that is taking place in your life that your higher self and your spirit is asking you to deal with. Because when you deal with it, this is how you get to the goal. Let me give y'all a real ass example. The other day, what day was this? This was Saturday. Saturday, I'm on the phone with my mom. We're having a good conversation, doing what mother and daughter do when you become grown. We just talking about the kids or whatever. And she's like, hold on, I got to get off the phone with you. This is your grandma calling. And I was like, okay, whatever. She on the phone with my grandma. Mind you, my mother and my stepfather, they own a trucking company. Let me throw this in here. They own a trucking company. And on Saturday, they had just made it back from driving all the way to Pennsylvania from Texas. It was a 24-hour drive. It took them a full week. They're on the trucking company. So they're dropping off freight and different things at different states. They drove through 11 states, down and back, right? Down and back. It took them a week to go from Houston to Pennsylvania and back. This is what they were doing. Saturday, they made it home. So Saturday morning, they made it home. They're resting and relaxing. I'm talking to my mother on the phone. My grandmother calls her. She gets off the phone with me. She calls me back 5, 10, 20 minutes later. She calls me back. She said, hey, we about to drive to Crockett. Your grandma, she done got into an argument with Papa. She crying. This is my mama calls me and tells me. Mind you, my grandma is in her 70s. You know what I mean? She's an older lady. It's just her and my papa out in the country where they live. And her and my grandma and my papa were getting into an argument. My mother was about to be super saver woman, right? She was going to go and save my grandmother because my grandmother and my grandfather were fighting. They were not fighting, y'all. They were arguing, and my grandmother was feeling emotional about it, right? So my mother gets off the phone and she tells me that she's about to drive to Crockett. Mind you, they just finished driving from Pennsylvania, 24 hours. It took them 7 days to go down and back because they were doing business. So when my mom's telling me this, I'm like, Mom, are you sure you want to do that? You want to drive? Mind you, Crockett is 2 hours away. Y'all sure y'all want to drive 2 hours away? Y'all just got off the road a few hours ago. You want to go down there to support grandma because she's in a disagreement with her husband of 50 years. Okay. So she was like, yeah, we're going to do that. She hangs up the phone. She calls me back. She said, you know what? We're not going to go. We too tired. We're not going to go. I said, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'm going to call grandma. I'm going to call her. So I called my grandma, and she's telling me that she's mad at my grandpa because he had sent money to an old church that they used to go to. Mind you, this is some deep shit. The church that my grandmother is talking about literally belongs in our family. It is our family church on our family land. But the problem was, old ladies, especially old Christian ladies, they be kind of mean. They be kind of mean and they be messy. Let's just be real, right? So these messy little Christian ladies, they didn't like my grandma because she's like the head queen in charge, because this is her church, this is her land, whatever. But the church came together and decided that my grandmother couldn't go to that church no more. Right? Follow me here. I'm getting somewhere, right? So they told my grandmother that she couldn't go there no more. My grandma hadn't been going to the church for probably about 3 years now, even though it is her church, right? Literally, the church is in our lineage. If we go through documentation and states and whatever, it is our church. But she decided, you know what, I'm not going to fight it right now. I know I'm going to end up getting my church back. Whatever, it's crazy country stuff. So I'm on the phone with my grandma, and she's telling me, I'm just so mad your grandpa done sent some money to this church knowing I don't fool with these people. And he done sent money to this church and I don't even fool with them. I just don't know why a husband would do something like that. This is everything my grandma is saying. Spirit had downloaded to me while I was on the phone with my grandma. I was like, Grandma, the reason why you haven't regained your rightful ownership of that church is because you still got so much anger, frustration, and you have not forgiven and let go of your shit, your trauma, your connection to what these people done did. And that's why you can't get to the goal. I had to remind my grandmother, it's already yours. You were born on that land. Literally, my grandmother was born on that land that church sits on. Literally, the land belongs to our family. But she's gotten distracted from the goal because she's mad at her husband. I had to tell my grandma, I said, Grandma, if he sent money to the church, if you would transform your mind instead of imposing your trauma, follow me here, family. Follow me here. We will cast our trauma onto a situation. And that trauma that we've put on the situation is the thing that blocks us from our goals. I had to tell my grandma, if he sent money to the church, Grandma, he's sending money to your church. If he sent money to them because they got they having a building fund. You know how churches do that. They got the building fund. I said, Grandma, if he sent money for the building fund, instead of you thinking that he's going against you, why don't you think about it as if he's building up your church, because you know that the church is yours, and it is only a matter of time before you will be back in the rightful ownership of that church. Does that make sense, family? A lot of times you cannot get to your goal because you are casting your projection of trauma onto the situation. You refuse to let go, to forgive, to surrender, and stay focused on the goal. You get distracted with the other shit. And that's the test that is happening right now. You feeling crazy, you feeling emotional, you feeling stagnant because you're focused on the trauma aspect of a situation instead of focusing on the goal, instead of focusing on the ultimate desire from that situation. Let me know if that's making sense for y'all. Let me know. You've already won. I had to tell my grandmother, you've already won. It's your church. We know this. And I said, for as long as you have that anger, that frustration, that hate for what them little old ladies did, you are continuously giving them your power. And with them having your power, you ain't in your ownership. And she's in the church, she's religious. So she was like, you right, baby. And then she would say, but I was like, Grandma, ain't no buts, Grandma. Ain't no buts, Grandma. It is what it is. It is what it is, Grandma. I literally had to stop my grandma. I had to say, Grandma, don't tell me no buts. Don't tell me no, y'all, we talking on the phone at like 10 o'clock at night. I'm like, first of all, Grandma, I need to go to sleep. All right, my grandma is a night owl. She be up late. I don't. I was like, Grandma, ain't no more buts, Grandma. We ain't gonna keep on going back over this, Grandma. You know what? I know the good Lord is gonna take care of it. All I gotta do is just let it go. I said, Grandma, that's all you gotta do is let it go. Stop getting distracted. Stop getting distracted. Stop getting distracted. Stop repeating your traumas and casting your trauma. I had to tell my grandma, stop saying that Papa is going against you. Stop saying that Papa is just going against you, Grandma. Because him giving money to the church, he ain't doing it and saying, I'm about to make my wife mad. Here you go, church. I said, Grandma, he ain't doing that. Then Grandma had to come through and say, well, you know what, baby? Your Papa do got Alzheimer's. I'm like, Grandma, you getting mad at this man, blocking your own blessings. You getting mad at him, and then you tell me he got Alzheimer's. He's forgetful. You told me he's forgetful, and you mad at him for doing that. He done probably forgot you done got into an argument with this church, but you still holding on to it. And that's why the desire is not being fulfilled. Okay? You have to stay focused right now. Stop saying, oh, this always happens to me, or this is what the situation is. Because it's not that. And if you keep on telling your trauma story, you're going to keep recreating that story of trauma. I had to tell my grandma, let's change the narrative. Let's start saying that when he gives money to that church for the building fund, he is just building up your church, Grandma. And whether you obtain the church in your lifetime, I guarantee you I will. I had to tell my grandma, don't you worry. It's ours. If it don't come back into your name in the rest of your lifetime, best believe it will in mine. And you still win. You still win. Okay? You are already the winner. That is just the reality. That is what you need to understand and sit with. And so you need to ask yourself in your life experiences, how am I winning? How is this a win for me? All right. So when I'm in these situations and things are getting chaotic, right? It may get intense. It may get frustrating. I may feel some type of way. You may feel some type of way. You may get hurt. You may get disappointed, but you need to discipline yourself, Virgo energy. We in Virgo season. You need to discipline yourself to come back to the understanding of how this situation serves you. How does it serve me? How does it serve me? How does it serve me? How does it better me? How does it serve me? That's what you need to do. That has to be a practice for your life. This is not motivation. This is transformation. And for your transformation, you have to ask yourself, why is this situation that appears to be so bad? Why is it actually good? And then I don't want to even say good because y'all get caught up on things like that. You get caught up on things like that. I don't even want to say good. Let's say serving. How is this situation serving me, teaching me, growing me, expanding me? That's the question. That's the discipline. That's the focus. That's the energy. Okay? You find yourself all in your emotions, that's fine. No judgment. Even in those situations, how does this serve me? Why am I feeling this way? Why am I feeling this way? And what am I being led to? What is this teaching me? How is this evolving me? How is this growing me? This is your work right now, family. All right? So for the rest of Virgo season, until we get into Libra season, for Virgo season, because Virgo season is just starting. I think the official new moon is like the 27th, but we are actually in Virgo season right now, right? For the rest of this energy, I want your discipline and your practice, because that's what that Virgo energy is. Virgos are very disciplined, are very practical. They want to get shit done. They want to get it done correctly. They want to get it done efficiently and effectively. So for the rest of this season, your focus is going to be disciplining yourself, disciplining your mind to always think about, how does this serve my good? How does this serve my transformation? How does this serve my holistic well-being? That is your practice. That is your focus for this month. And when you get the answer, family, you don't just sit on it. That's good. That sounds real good. I like that. Stop doing that. Stop just getting high off of information. Stop even just getting high off the downloads that your spirit gives you. Because if you just keep getting high off the information that your spirit gives you, you're not going to transform. You're just motivated. And tomorrow you may not be motivated. Tomorrow you may not feel it at all. All right? So that's just the energy. That's just what it is right now. That's just where we are at. Where we are at is, okay, how does this serve me and what do I do? Your spirit will give you the download. Now you have to ask yourself, okay, I got to work through this. I got to put forth I got to just put the pen to the paper. I got to walk it. I got to talk it. I got to live it. Right? I gotta ask the divine to order my steps. I gotta ask my higher self to give me the download on how I walk this path. How do I walk this path to get to that goal that I'm fixed on? How do I walk this path? How do I talk as if the goal is already done? How do I live as if the goal is already done? How do I walk it, talk it, live it? How do I walk it, talk it, live it? I promise you, you can get those answers. And for me right now in my life, my walking, talking, and living is I'm going to stay focused on the desire that I really have for the people that I'm dealing with. I got to stay focused on the actual goal. I got to stay focused on the actual desire. And when I find myself like in all of these other places, I got to ask myself the question, is this in alignment with the goal? Is this in alignment with the vision? Is this in alignment with the desire? If it's not, then I know, okay, well, this needs to change. I got to do something different. All right. I love y'all. I'm going to hop off of here. Yeah, I'm teaching a class tonight. I am teaching a class tonight, a relationship alchemy course. Listen, let me go ahead and tell y'all this too before I go. Womb Alchemy, the September cohort, right? The September session for the Womb Alchemy Bootcamp. I got some ladies in here. That's for the August bootcamp, right? I got some ladies from the August one. We are going into our 4th week. Time flies when you're having fun. Time flies when you're having fun. But we are starting the September one on September 4th. It is not too late to enroll in the Womb Alchemy Bootcamp for September. It is not too late to enroll. I am so excited about it. I look forward to teaching, guiding, supporting. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, we here for the transformation work. We here for the transformation work. Indigo Alchemy, the way that Indigo Alchemy, you know what? Send me a DM if you don't mind. Send me a DM because I think, and the only reason why I say that is because I think the link that I have that is in Instagram is not the correct link. I think the link that's in Instagram is just the link for the workshop that has already passed. So if you're interested in the boot camp that we're starting in September, just DM me and then I'll be able to send you the link for you to look at it. All right. All righty. I done gave y'all the work now. I done gave you the work. I done gave you the work. Still reach out if you need support. I am absolutely here for the support. I love supporting y'all. I love it, love it, love it. It is a part of my divine sacred purpose. But at the same time, I really want y'all to do the work. Because if you don't do the work, then I just get drained. You know what I mean? If you don't do the work, then it's just, you're going to keep coming back and not seeing the goals that you want to see. And I want you to see those goals. And I'm going to give you the juice. I'm going to give you the juice. I'm going to give you the download. I can tune into what your spirit is communicating, whether you can see it or not. That's a part of my gift. I can tune into that. I can see what you aren't seeing, right? I can hear what probably you've cut yourself off from hearing. I can do that. And I'm grateful for that. So I want to be able to support you in that, but I need you to do the work, right? I need you to put the pen to the paper. I need you to walk the walk, talk the talk, live it, right? Whatever you want to be, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to create, you got to keep your mind focused on that thing. You got to ask your higher self, God, the divine, whatever word, whatever term you resonate with, you got to ask that presence that is you to guide you. And when you get that guidance, you walk in it. You don't let nothing, no trauma, no emotions, right? You don't let that stop you from showing up in that power. All right. That's my word for y'all today. I'll be talking to y'all soon. I love you. Peace. And stay focused on the transformation, not the motivation. Bye.